Hello everyone, my name is Salim and welcome to the Markets Breakdown Analysis for Friday the 15th of September 2023. We'll be breaking down charts through the exact zones where price will close above potential buys or close below for potential sells as well. So looking at the daily candle for Thursday, the daily's been bearish, broken below the Wednesday daily low, but now price is rejecting, retracing, more likely will be closing weak bullish, forming weak daily support around 19.09.100. Now, what's interesting with this daily candle, the way it's looking at the moment is it looks like price is retracing to where the 4-hour candle has been consolidating. As we can see, this is the daily time frame. When you drop down to the 4-hour time frame, you can easily identify this range on the 4-hour time frame. Now, what's interesting here is on the Wednesday, the only move down we've had, this was a spike. This low that was formed was a spike during the news release for the US CPI data. As we can see, this is where price formed the low, and then obviously price retraced and started to range. Again, the same thing for the PPI. We've seen the same thing. Price broke below and then price rejected on 4-hour time frame, and now it's consolidating. So let's have a look on the weekly time frame. So the weekly now is retracing. The monthly, it's also forming some sort of a small retracement, I'd say. But as long as the weekly candle closes below this monthly support, we could say that we could see a potential continuation to the downside to fill this wick and to retest this weekly support. And now to break down the chart and looking at the daily. So the daily will be forming weak daily support around 19.09.100. Drop it down to the 4-hour time frame. Now this is a really messy range on the 4-hour time frame. So the first thing we can see is we have this recent 4-hour support formed around 19.06 or 19.05.900. We have the most recent 4-hour resistance formed around 19.09.700. Now, obviously, not to waste any time, there is no point. There's no point to break down the resistance area within these levels, because clearly you can see this is a range. So the best thing to do here is adjust the line based on this 4-hour resistance around 1913, and then we'll carry on breaking it down to the low time frame. So looking at the hourly time frame, and what we can see now, what we can see here, we have a recent 1-hour support around 19.07.800. We can adjust the level of resistance to 19.13.700. Looking at the 30-minute time frame, again, we have the same level of support and the same level of resistance. More likely will be the same on the, no, actually not the same. We have this fake out on the 50-minute time frame. And then looking on the left, what do we see? We have, again, a same level of resistance almost. So now to identify the no trade zone, and the first thing we're going to do here is exactly what we've had yesterday. We were looking for potential buys above 19.13.700. So the buy area remains the same because obviously price respected that level. So potential buys above 19.13.700 and potential sells. Now we have this 1-hour support. So what we're going to do here is, let's have a look on 4-hour time. Okay, so daily retracing. We could potentially trade this range because this is a decent 1-hour support and this is also a 5-minute support. We have a fake out on the 50-minute time frame. So what we could do here is we could look for potential sales as price break and close below this hourly support below 19.07.800. And this is going to be the no trade zone. And now to look for potential buys, going back to the daily. Now, since the daily is retracing, maybe the next daily candle will continue bullish, or maybe we're going to see the Friday daily candle ranging again. Now, the first thing we can see here, we have this previous daily support around 19.17.100. Actually, let's put a line to where this previous daily support formed around 19.18.800. Drop it down to the 4-hour time frame. We have this previous 4-hour support. So we can see how this is lining up. The previous daily support with this previous 4-hour support. Drop it down to the hourly time frame. Now we have an hourly resistance around 19.900. Looking at the 30-minute time frame. And on the 50-minute time frame, we have the same level of resistance as well. So I'd say the first target for buys could potentially be 19.900 targeting this previous 1-hour resistance. The second target for buys, now let's go back to the daily. We're going to just put a line to where this daily resistance formed around 19.21.600. Drop it down to the 4-hour time frame. We have this previous 4-hour support, 4-hour resistance, with this 4-hour resistance around 19.23.800. Dropping down to the hourly, this is an hourly resistance, more likely will be the same on the 30-minute time frame and the 15-minute time frame as well. So I'd say the second target for buys in this case, we can have it at this previous 4-hour resistance formed around 1923.800. Now to look for potential sells. Now on sells, the first thing we're going to line up here is we're going to put a line to where this daily rejecting is the 1900. Again, this is a strong key level on the high time frame. Now dropping down to the 4-hour time frame. On the 4-hour time frame, we can identify this recent 4-hour support around 1905.800. This is a small range, but we're looking on the hourly time frame. We have this decent hourly support around 1903.700, and that is also just below it. We have this 5-minute support. Looking on 15-minute time frame, this is a range after the PPI news. As we can see, price started to consolidate. So what we're going to do here is we're going to look for the first target for sells at 1903.100, targeting this hourly support. The second target for sells, now going back to the daily, and let's have a look what we can see. Okay, so monthly, this is a potential wick fill we have been anticipating since this monthly candle started. Obviously now price is filling this retracement. The monthly is filling that previous weekly low, but we have not got the full coverage of this candle. So let's have a look on the weekly. The weekly, we have this weekly support. Looking at the daily time frame, the daily, I think we might be better to refer to this previous 4-hour support around 1897.500. So I'd say the second target for sells could potentially be 1897.500, targeting the 4-hour support formed on the 22nd of August 2023.
Dominion Markets, your trading sanctuary.